Hello everyone, what's up? JWhisp here, and welcome to another Hytale video. Today, I will be telling you guys everything you need to know about the Trorks in Hytale. According to the Hytale website, it says, Trorks make for formidable enemies and come in many shapes and sizes. Hytale's NPCs are modular, and this means that we can create lots of variations of the same basic creature. In the concept art above, you can see several different Trork classes, from eagle-eyed sentries to powerful chieftains. Each of these Trork types has a different pattern of behavior, and this is reflected in the way they look and act in-game. When you rush into battle against a band of Trorks, you'll want to pay attention to all the different types of foes you are facing. So, here we have just the basic Trork picture that all of us have seen in the trailer. You know, we've all seen this little clip. But here's another picture that not a lot of people have looked at too much. And this picture is the picture that's actually on the Hytale website in their blog post referencing NPCs in the game. So here we have what I assume is all the various types of Trorks. I don't know if this is every single type that exists in the game, but I'm assuming these are the main ones, and what they will typically look like. Obviously, I am sure not every single Trork will look exactly like this, because as mentioned before in the actual Hytale article, which I will link down below, it says that each Trork will behave and look a little bit different. So I'm sure that these are just the base models. But if we look at the bottom of the picture here, it says Emerald Grove. So I assume that's one of the locations in the games that you can find Trorks, but I'm sure Trorks will look different. God, that's so hard to say. I'm sure they will look different from location to location. Obviously, the name comes from a mix between trolls and orcs, and I think the name's very fitting because they look exactly like trolls and orcs. But I think it's really interesting if you look at them here. So obviously, first, the one that draws your attention is the Chieftain. Big, red, scary, huge sword. Obviously, probably the pack leader, because I'm assuming by the way these characters look and act that they most likely are in packs and bands with each other. I doubt that you will often find one Trork alone in the wilderness. It'll probably be something where you encounter many of the same Trork or different Trorks. I can't say that word. There's too many R's in it. But I assume you'll find them all like smashed together in the one area. I'm sure the Chieftain is like the boss of the group. He's going to be the one with the most health, does the most damage, and he'll probably be the hardest to defeat. Next, you have the Shaman, and I assume, you know, pretty stereotypical. This one is probably the one that will heal the other Trorks, as well as do magical damage to your character, and that will be discussed in another video, but we pretty much have confirmed stats in Hytale, talking about, you know, defense stats, magic stats, sword stats. So I'm sure this one will do magical damage. Above the Shaman, we have the Warrior. This one will probably be a little tankier as well as dealing a lot of damage. Next, we have the Hunter with his wolf pet. I think this one's particularly interesting. I think the wolf pet is really cool. I really like the design. I think it looks really cool. And I'm sure the Hunter, it doesn't look like the Hunter has a ranged weapon, but stereotypical Hunters, you know, have a bow. So I wonder if this Trork will have some sort of ranged attack. But if not, it's definitely still going to be a hard foe because of the dog. And then last but not least, we have the Sentry, which by the name, I think of, you know, like a sentry gun or turret or something like that. So I feel like this could also be a ranged enemy. It looks like it just kind of has a sword in its hand. But then again, when I think about it, it could be a spear. So it could be a spear throwing Trork. I don't know if it has one spear and it can just throw it and then it's kind of screwed, or if, you know, it has multiple spears that, you know, can just go out and shoot. But if we do go back to the original picture, after looking at this, we can see that we have the one Trork on the far right that looks slightly different colored than the one Sentry we saw before. It is a Sentry, you can tell by the weapon, but it doesn't look like he's holding it like a throwing spear. It looks like he is simply, you know, holding it. And then we have the Chieftain in the back, you know, screaming, you know, holding his axe up, about to chop someone down. We have the Warrior in the front charging into battle. We have the Shaman, interestingly enough, chilling, but he has two wolf pets of his own. So I wonder if wolf pets aren't hunter specific, or if a hunter can send out his wolf pets without going into battle himself. Because I don't know, I think that's an interesting observation, that the shaman actually has 2 wolf pets, but the hunter does not. Maybe the shaman is able to call on the wolf pets, or maybe there's just a few wolves in a pack and a hunter just happens to tame a few. I don't know, but that's all the information we have on Trorks so far. I'm sure once we get more gameplay footage and more information about the game, we'll find out more. But I hope that was pretty insightful to teach you guys about one of the few NPCs that we know of in Hytale so far. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. This is JWhisp, and I will see you guys in the next one.